We're going to start.
Dun, 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 dun. It's Crypto Night in Canada. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our awesome Crypto Night in Canada. Super, super exciting. And you want to know why? You want to know why? Because we're heading towards Bitcoin of $100,000. I kept saying it. I kept saying it. I kept saying it. And now you must wear the hat on a regular basis. Anyways, welcome everybody. So we can see we got a whole bunch of folks here already tonight. I could see Ryan in the chat and Gary and Candace, of course. Candace and Riley's there. I think who else have we got going in tonight? Well, let me just say we've got a super, super exciting show for you tonight. Of course, we've got our resident panelist, Ken and Neil with us. Neil, your background's looking so cool. I can see you've got two Darth Vader heads there now. And of course, we've got our awesome guest, Jason Reichert, with us tonight, and who's going to give us an education on NFTs. I am so excited about this show. And Chris Brophy's here, and D Friendly. Anyway, so Jason.
Oh, wait a minute. MC, you need to personal message me about something. So if you can go down and just find our email, personal message me before I forget. Sorry about that. I need to talk to you about something.
Okay. Thank you for interrupting the show about that. And her name is Marie Claude. Jason, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how we connected?
Sure. So pleasure to be here. First of all, Tim, Nancy, thanks for having me on. Ken, Dave, Neil, sorry. Great to be here. So how we originally connected, my good friend Trevor is dating a lovely lady by the name of Amy, and Amy is Tim and Nancy's daughter. We're out for drinks, and Trev and Amy, they both know I'm into crypto, and they said, hey, you should chat with Tim and Nancy. They're into crypto. They've got Crypto Night in Canada, and me and Tim had a call. We had a great chat. I think it was supposed to be 30 minutes. It ended up being almost an hour. Then we had a second chat. It ended up also almost being an hour, and here we are.
And so tell us a little bit about, what you do in crypto. Like, are you a Bitcoin maxi? What is it that you love to talk about in crypto?
So I dabble with a little bit of everything. At one point, I was doing a little bit of swing trading, analyzing, candlestick patterns, and doing that with crypto because it's so volatile. That's how I originally started, because it was something fun. I've always been interested with crypto. I think back in high school, what originally got me was Silk Road. I think I was so fascinated with mafias and the underground and what it was being used. And I was like, Bitcoin, what is this? That's when I first heard about it. But then it disappeared off my radar. That's when I first heard it. I hadn't heard about it in years. And then it made this wonderful resurgence. And I was like, oh, yeah, this Bitcoin. And obviously, it's got some functionalities. And so then I started reading up on it again, dove in a little deeper. And then in the past year specifically is when I've gotten right back down into it, of the power of blockchain and what it can really do, not only in cryptocurrency, but specifically with NFTs as well. So I got a variety of cryptocurrencies, not in too many, half dozen or so, give or take. But then NFTs is kind of where I've really dove into, because it's just this whole other space that goes along with cryptocurrency. And Neil was just saying at the beginning, he's doing a whole bunch more reading just in the one project that he's involved in with the horses. It's one specific project of an NFT is enough to consume all of your time, let alone the entire NFT ecosystem, let alone cryptocurrencies as a whole. So
no, 100%. No, 100%. You're absolutely right. It's hard to do it all.
Not enough time in the day for all of us.
Well, was there one particular spectrum of the NFTs, if you will, that caught your attention? Like, was it a sport? Was it a performer? Was it a group? Was it just the whole idea of what this whole arena can do as a product, as a I don't know what we call it, as a hedge against inflation?
Yeah. So what first caught my eye was NBA Top Shot. That was one of the first NFTs that caught my eye, specifically because of the community it's built already around the IP of the NBA. I've been a sports fan forever, and then as I was getting more into crypto as well, the collision between crypto and sports was, bound to happen eventually. And for those of you unfamiliar with Top Shot, we're going to get to it a little later on. I'll show you what it is and how it all works and how I engage with it. But essentially, in a nutshell, it's the modern day trading card. So what you can do with that, you can only imagine. Like I said, I'll get to that in just a second. But that's what really kind of caught my eye. And then I started going deeper as well. Very timely. I've always kind of followed Gary V. Not sure if anyone here.
Oh, yeah. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Gary Vaynerchuk, he's the one. So he has launched an NFT project back in May called VeeFriends. Very recently in the news, very timely this past week. He was at the Christie's auction. He had 5 VeeFriends at the Christie's auction. And just looking at this, Gary Vaynerchuk Doodle outsells Warhol, Pollock, Neil, and more. Those are some pretty big art names in the mix there. 5 VeeFriends totaling over $1.2 million.
Wow.
$1.2 million. The original floor price for a VeeFriend was half an ETH. They did, I believe, a Dutch auction. So it starts off, then it goes down. You could have got a VeeFriend for half an ETH. The floor price now is around 50,000 Canadian. I believe the floor price has gone up. Like I said, I think the lowest VeeFriend that sold at the Christie's auction was 130K. Was that the cheapest or most inexpensive option you could have got at the Christie's? But what Gary has done, and what every NFT collection needs to aspire to do, is build a community around it. That is the longevity and what will cause NFT projects to be successes in the NFT world that we know them now. There's so much more utility that's to come from NFTs. But when you go to OpenSea now and you just see all of these crazy, JPEGs and animated, some have utility, some don't. You're looking at CryptoPunks and it's just this JPEG and you're like, how is this worth this much ETH? How is it worth this much? It's the currency. I'm gonna quote, I think it's Raoul Paul here. He's the CEO of Real Vision Finance. The tokenization of culture, which I think was a very interesting way to put it, capitalizing on the culture and the communities within each individual project and within each community as well.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome.
Jason, for the VeeFriends, don't you actually get some kind of entrance to an annual conference? Because I remember I heard a lot about it. I did some research. It was just too much for me, right? Like I was very early on. Yeah. But isn't there a special feature to having one of these NFTs?
You nailed it, Neil. Yes, you get 3 years entrance to VeeCon. That's every single VeeFriend. I think there's 10,255, but who's counting? Total VeeFriends. Some have, and they come in like any collectible card, they come in, common, rare, super rare, limited diamond. They've got all various degrees. And each one of those, he's already said there's going to be additional value depending on which type you hold. There's other NFTs that come with even more. There's ones where you get to play poker with Gary Vee, go to a sports game, play bubble hop, play foosball. You get to have a one-on-one brunch with Gary Vee. There was group ones where you're joining a 10-person call with Gary Vee for 2 hours, and it's just going to be you, 9 other people, and Gary Vee, and you get to engage with him and ask him questions and engage with him in that way. So
Amazing.
You're exactly right. The real world utility combined with the actual NFT as well.
Honestly, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, right on that note as well is the utility. That was going to be one of the industries that could be easily disrupted by NFTs is tickets, events. I'm going to show you a little later on how you can verify if it's been redeemed or not. But I was telling this to Tim. Have you ever bought tickets from a scalper and been ripped off? Because I have. Here in Canada, the scalpers are pretty nice. Down in the States, not so much. They were real tickets. They had just already been scanned. There was no way for you to verify that. But with an NFT, unique ownership, you're able to verify. You could verify right away. Has this been scanned? Has this been redeemed? Boom.
I wonder if there's going to be an app for us at some point on our phones where we can scan things and go, yes, this is a legitimate item and I can use that. Somebody will create a platform where that's going to happen.
For sure. Oh, for sure. It'll be integrated into your wallet, if I had to guess. They'll be working together. Scan a QR code, instantly tell if it's been redeemed or not. Mark Cuban's talking about as well if he owned, who does he own? I don't even remember anymore.
He owns the Mavericks, I think.
There it is, Mavericks. In terms of, say you have a ticket for an NFT, you go to a game, Luka Doncic drops, breaks Wilt Chamberlain's record. Is that possible? I don't even know. Scores over 100 points in a game, and it becomes an iconic night, and your ticket is an NFT. People sell ticket stubs all the time from iconic concerts, iconic games. All of a sudden, you have an item that says, boom, I went to this game. You can resell that. You can use it as social currency. You have proof and additional value of not only does it get you into the game, now you have an NFT that sticks with you forever, and you've got
amazing
perpetual value from that.
Do you think Mark Cuban will be one of the first to come out and his tickets will all be NFTs? Do you think that's where we'll see it come out first?
No, I think Snoop Dogg will.
Yeah, but does Snoop Dogg own a sports team?
Nope.
I don't know of, but
he's a singer, though. He's a singer. He's a rapper.
Well, and I think we could get into him because remember
his coins will be wrapped.
Well, do you remember a few weeks ago when we were talking about, we went into Decentraland? I think Snoop Dogg now he's created a world in the metaverse. It's like Decentraland, only a different platform. And he's having events there and he's having concerts there. And I'm sure he's going to show off his NFTs there.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg created a huge world in Sandbox. He recently revealed himself as one of the NFT whales that just has a ton. And you're like, oh, of course it's Snoop Dogg. It's always Snoop Dogg. He's in everything. He's doing something special. And it takes influencers like that are mainstream for everyday people to take notice. Most people I talk to have no idea what an NFT is. They don't know what crypto. They're like, what?
So maybe we should start with that in case we've got any new list viewers.
Yeah.
What is an NFT? I mean, we talk about it here, but what is it and why is it gaining so much traction, do you think?
Yes. So NFTs. What does NFT stand for? Non-fungible token. So what exactly does that mean? What does non-fungible with fungible? So fungible, the perfect example is normal fiat, normal money, or even cryptocurrency. If I have $20, Tim, you have $20, we can exchange those $20. It's the exact same. Boom. We're going to be happy to do that. It's fungible. Very, very easily, very interchangeable. Non-fungible is something that is verifiably unique. So I'm going to use the example of a sports trading card because we're going to be using that example a little later over Top Shot. Just because you have two cards that are the exact same does not mean they're fungible, does not mean they're the same. Let's say I have a rookie Wayne Gretzky card. Tim, you also have a rookie Wayne Gretzky card. Yours is in mint condition. You've sealed it. It's locked. It has not lost any value from the time you bought it. Mine, it's all beat up. It's got some water damage. There's some, cuts out of the corner. It looks like it's barely on its last leg. You might not even, you can tell it's a Wayne Gretzky card, but it's been through some things and it's taken some damage. Those are the same item. Same thing, but each has inherently different value and each is independently unique from one another, non-fungible. It's the same, but different, independently unique. That's what NFTs are. Verifiable ownership of digital assets. Why does that matter? This is one of the biggest things that people come back with. They don't understand the ownership of digital assets. If you're involved, if you've ever played a video game and you've purchased online things, people are already engaging with that, even though it's not an NFT. They're purchasing something in the digital world. But in terms of that verifiable ownership, just because you have something doesn't mean you own it. Let's say let's take a fancy car, a new house. You can go outside and take a picture of yourself. Hey, everyone, look at my new car. Hey, everyone, look at my new house. You can right click on as many NFTs and save as you want and have this lovely collection, but you don't own it. You don't own that car. You don't own that house. You don't own that NFT. You just are pretending that you own it. But the blockchain allows you to definitively prove that you own that digital asset. Does that make sense?
I think so. Ken, you're cool with that?
Well, I got it. Yeah.
I know Neil's got this because he's got some ponies that are digitally verifiable.
And I think one of the things, Jason, is that okay, it's digitally verifiable, but can they steal it? Can they copy it?
Yeah, can I go and copy all of Neil's ponies?
No, you can't. It's in Neil's wallet, whichever wallet Neil is storing his NFTs in. It's in there. Much like you can't steal his cryptocurrency unless you have his seed phrase, unless you have his password. It's all locked in there. It's on the blockchain. There's no way you can grab it. Like I said, you can pretend that you have it if you say you just have a JPEG image and you're I own this JPEG image. You have a picture of the Mona Lisa. You don't own the Mona Lisa. There's no verifiable ownership there. You can't take it unless you actually have access to your own wallet or the wallet that independent NFT belongs to.
I imagine someone who's buying this or you're trading it or it's changing hands obviously is in the same community, understands this universe, understands this space of NFTs, and can obviously does their due diligence and says, oh yeah, it's on the blockchain. And because it's on the blockchain, it is obviously legit.
Yeah. So this seems like a good time to kind of show how you can verify. So Etherscan, everyone I think is familiar with Etherscan.
No. What is Etherscan?
He's going to show something.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Let's dive into it now. So I'll just share my entire screen for the simplicity of it. So here we go. Everyone is looking at OpenSea now here, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic. So for those unfamiliar with OpenSea, OpenSea is probably the most widely used NFT marketplace. For lack of a better term, let's just call it the Amazon of the NFT world. So you can connect, your wallet there. If you go to the marketplace, there is countless things you can buy. Some good projects, some not. Completely up to you what you choose to dive into. So here are a few NFTs that I have here. Kings of Leon, one of the first big bands to release their album as an NFT, and then Crypto Skulls, just another little JPEG project that's going on here. So if I click on this, you can see here, owned by you. How great. Look at that, owned by you. That doesn't really mean anything though, apart from it's telling me that it's been owned by me. So if you go down here to the details, you can see the contract address, which specifically belongs to the Crypto Skulls blockchain. Everything that you need to know. If you click on that, that will take you to Etherscan, where you can independently verify where each token has gone with all of Crypto Skulls. Everything is tracked here. Etherscan's a great way that you can track any token, any cryptocurrency. It's all available for you here. In order to just to prove or verify that I am indeed that owner, we can go over here to holders, and you can search for anything. So if we go back here, we can see that ID there, 2505, 2505. So if we go to the holders here, we can go to a little search. Let's search for 2505. That comes up. Boom, 2505. We have a wallet address there, 0x01445BF57. If we go up here to my little MetaMask, you can see, copy that to the clipboard. Everyone take a little bit of the ETH that's in my MetaMask. There you go. But I'll just put it in the search bar here for everyone, so you can see 0x0145BF570. So you can see token 505 that belongs there. That's my wallet. It's in my wallet. You can verify that is where that NFT is. That is where that NFT's home belongs to. Same thing, the other one, if we wanted to do any of those NFTs, you can look them up on Etherscan and see where exactly they belong.
Okay, there's a couple of things that come to mind. Okay, now we understand how you verify things, but I guess some of the questions that I would have, considering I'm super new with this, is how would I determine what is a good project to invest in? Like, you've got skulls. We were looking at dinos before. We were looking at whales. We've got some horses in our community now. How do I know projects are to know? Like, I look at all that. Some of that tickles my fancy. I like that piece of art when you first came in. I thought, oh, it's nice art. But how do I know that that's going to be something that is going to be coveted down the line? Like, how do you evaluate that?
Yeah, what a great question. And I saw Neil kind of nodding his head there as well, because I know he's talked about this before in terms of, does it have any utility? Say is one. Two, does it have a good community surrounding by it? Number three, the person behind the project. So for instance, someone like Gary Vee, he's very open, he's involved. You can see exactly what he's doing. He believes in it. There are other projects that are literally launched by 10-year-old kids that are just doing this for fun. Is there any community surrounded by that? Maybe not. Is there any longevity in that? Maybe not. That's where that research comes into play. And that's why Neil was saying, he's doing a lot more research before he invests in anything else, because he wants to make sure whatever NFT he's getting, whatever horse he's getting, whatever additional investments he makes, he wants to make sure it's the right move, because every project is so unique, and the reality is a lot of them probably aren't going to in the long term last. Is kind of the hard truth.
So is there a community of people that you are talking to? Does OpenSea have a forum that people can go in and chat with other people? Like, how do you know when something's going to go hot?
Yes. Have you heard of Discord?
No.
Discord. Let me show you Discord really quick. So Discord right here, everyone can see the Discord. These are a whole bunch of servers here with a whole bunch of different. So you can go in and you can talk with everyone within a particular community. So I would, before you invest in anything, join the Discord, join the community, go on Twitter, see are people engaging? Are they not? Are they chatting to each other? Is the creator engaging? Does the creator care? What are they doing for the community? Are they advancing the project? It's all just like anything, just kind of doing the research, and if the individual behind the project or the group behind the project has the best hand at heart. And Discord is a great way to engage with the community, chat with them, and chat with the creators behind each project as well.
So is it discord.com? Is that how you get to it?
Yeah, you'll probably have to download an extension. It was primarily started out as a gaming voice platform, but then has evolved into servers where, like you said, I would say it's the next level of Twitter almost, where you're really diving deep and surrounded by one community.
One of the things we talked about in our pre-show meetings was because we deal with NFTs is a totally new space for Nancy and I. Totally, I mean, there's a lot of people in the community that get it, and there's a lot of people in the community that are just like lots of questions. One of the questions, if we go back, you were zipping through your OpenSea. Let me talk about how do I fund what with what to purchase.
Yeah, how do you buy something in here?
Yeah, how do you buy something? So let's go back to the marketplace here. We've been talking about so let's pull up a VFriend here. We'll pull up a couple different ones so you can see. So right now, these are all, they're not actually they're listed for bidding, but they're not actually listed for sale, if that makes sense. So that means these are all open for bidding. You can see kind of
these are the Gary Vaynerchuk ones?
Yeah, these are the VFriends ones here. So you can see, almost 15 ETH there for most of those. Let's click on, let's say, Aspiring Alpaca. Let's pick that. 49K, peanuts, obviously. However, because it is a bidding, you actually need to wrap your ETH. So I've been down this fun road as I was diving down. Because it's a smart contract, you got to pay for the gas fees in order to wrap your ETH. And you might not even actually win the bid on that particular one, but you obviously still have to wrap your ETH before you can even bid on a particular project. So understanding that process before you dive into any of it, really dive into what is it going to take to go to an exchange, buy some ETH. A lot of them allow various cryptocurrencies as well. I think it depends on when they list what they'll accept, but you may be able to do it in DAI as well. Just kind of depends on whoever's listing it.
So if you're trying to get started, what I did is, because I'm definitely kind of a Matic maxi, I guess you could say. I only stay on there. So I was on the Matic chain and connected my OpenSea that way, and then I just bought wrapped ETH on DFIN, the exchange. And so it was that simple in that sense, because I'm paying pennies because I'm on the Matic chain and connected. Yeah. I'm not paying anywhere near the gas fees for ETH. So that would be, if you haven't connected to the Matic chain or one of these layer 2s, I would highly suggest it in a way to save money. And this money could end up being for more NFTs that turn out to be quite profitable.
Yes, great point, Neil.
Okay, so just wanted to we just minimize this a little bit so that we could check with the chat to see if anybody has any questions. Have we lost everybody? Does everybody understand where we're at? Now's the time to ask a few questions and get some answers or clarification, and then we'll go on to the next things. Marie Claude thinks you're smart, Neil.
Sometimes, here and there. But what I'd also say is getting connected to OpenSea is almost just like connecting to a smart contract like exchange. So like when you go to DFIN, which is what I use most of the time, you go and you connect your MetaMask or whichever wallet you have. So OpenSea is very much that way, and then you bid, and because it's connected to your wallet, if your bid's successful, then you'll see the NFT in your wallet minus the cost. And there is, I believe, a 5% fee that OpenSea gets on all transactions. And one thing I did notice off one of the horses I bought is there was a small percentage fee to the original breeder of the horse. So there's going to be all kinds of those little intricacies in these purchases.
So I think that brings us to another point, is that some NFTs, when they're originally designed, one of the things that I love about it, especially for original creators, is the fact that the original creator of the NFT can attach to it a continual fee. So as it gets sold, maybe we could go into that a little bit.
Well, I think you're going down the same. Remember, Jason, we were talking about, I put it on hockey cards. Okay. So I understand hockey cards, right? And I said, okay, so, we go back to, you have a Gretzky, I have a Gretzky, right? But the fact is that there's not just one Gretzky rookie card. How do I know one at face value? Because we have to take it. You see, with being on the internet and stuff like this, the NFT is going to look exactly the same. It's not going to have a watermark. It's not going to have a thing, which is what we discussed, right? So I said, so what, if anything, makes one more valuable than the other? Like when I go and I see a Trisha Romance painting, Google her, I see one of 350 prints. One is worth the most because that is the first print made off the original, right? Go.
And so you're exactly right. It depends on the project. Each project has its own kind of ranking system in rarity. So we can get into Top Shot in just a second. But for instance, if it's, a Crypto Skull or a V Friend, it will have that rarity system already built into the contract before it even gets launched. So you'll be able to see it right away. Like for instance, Neil, when you're breeding your horses and you're determining how rare a horse is, that system and that code has already been integrated into the game, correct?
Yeah, and that's what I've really been digging into the last week. I actually haven't bred any horses. I've got a couple, as I like to say, that are in season. But I'm just trying to figure out the best way to kind of maximize gains. And I've kind of, I think, identified an area in the game where if your two horses aren't the same coat, the males is the dominant gene. And so if you were to get more of a more rare coat color, and one of the defaults to the male is that if it's not at the higher rarity, it drops to the next default, but you have a super rare, you would get a rare as opposed to a common. So I'm trying to dig into this. I've started using Discord a little bit more, and I'm just trying to gather more information before I kind of make my next move. But I did not jump into Discord to start. I like with everything, I kind of jump in, and it started pretty fast. I'm already at 10 horses, so. And nice. I've still got a few more that I can breed. And one thing that I love about it is it feels like I'm staking my NFT. Right. Right. Like, because when you stake, you've provided more coins in the future. And that's kind of what I'm doing when I'm breeding them. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. And one thing I wanted to bring it back to, because originally I got hooked by VV app, Ecomi, and seeing that and all their partnerships, I got really excited. I actually jump back into the app. I'm looking, the marketplace is just jam full. But going back to the rarity, one of my neighbors, he's very much in the VV app. And the one thing he's done with a set is he has the exact same edition number for all 6 pieces in that set. And I believe they were all, max was a 2000 a mint copy. And he has, say, number 842 of all 6 of those particular pieces. And so as a set, that would increase the rarity because of the print number. So when you're looking at these rarities, there's all kinds of factors, but you also have to remember someone has to desire these as much as you do. So if you're ever buying an NFT, buy something that you're going to be happy holding. Because if you buy something that you think is junk because you think it's going to pump, look out, because that's the one thing that I'm super excited about these horses. It's very early on. I think it's got a lot of legs, pun intended, but that's why I'm willing to put this money in, because if I get stuck with it, I have assets to, like I said, basically stake an NFT. So pick stuff that you think is fun. And if it pumps, awesome. If you get a great experience out of it, that's the one thing I'm learning with these NFTs. If you really want to get involved, there's a lot of community aspects. And I think that's what a lot of people that haven't started buying them can't understand is how all these people are like super supportive of each other and they have no idea. And there are these images and they're very anonymous, yet there's encouragement and support. And it's just something that it's very interesting to see.
That's a good point, Neil, because I think Jason and I were talking about, what drives the demand, what drives the price. And this is a community, and this community drives it all. It's not someone who has no idea what the NFT world is all about. They have nothing to do with this, right?
Yeah,
and there's a lot of people in this space.
This is a perfect example and a perfect segue. I'm going to show Top Shot in just a second to help further illustrate it. But let's say it's 20 years ago. I'm into hockey. I'm into hockey cards, and I live in Australia. And none of my friends, no one I know, trades hockey cards. I have no one to trade hockey cards with. All of a sudden, NFTs, you have a community that's the entire world, and you have access to people that are into it as much as you, and you can engage with them, and you can trade with them, and you can be engaged and involved, even if the people immediately around you are not. And that's the value of that the community and the Discord specifically provides. And further to Neil's point as well of engaging in something that you're enjoying and that you're having fun with. That is exactly why I kind of got into Top Shot. So I'll kind of give everyone a view of this. Neil, Ken, Tim, has anyone heard of Top Shot, looked at Top Shot before?
I am very ignorant of Top Shot.
I've heard of Top Shot and I've heard of the Flow blockchain.
Yes.
I'm familiar. I haven't used Top Shot, but I'm familiar with what it is and how successful it was or is.
Yes. So they're same company, Dapper Labs. They're the ones behind CryptoKitties as well. If you remember the infamous CryptoKitties that broke things for a little bit in the NFT space. And then, Ken, you're exactly right. That's how they transitioned over to the Flow blockchain, specifically designed for NFTs, which I know has been a very kind of soft spot, touchy point in the NFT industry is, gas and ether and everything that goes along with that. So the on-ramp
just a second before you go into this. So Top Shot, is it a website? Is that what you do? Top Shot
NBA only.
What?
It's NBA only, is it
I
not?
know, but is it a website? Like if somebody's watching this and they want to know what is Top Shot, do they go to topshot.ca, topshot.com?
Right there, NBAtopshot.com. NBAtopshot.com. It's still technically in the beta. They are exactly 1 year old as of 2 days ago. I believe they just had their first birthday. Happy birthday, Top Shot. And so exactly as I described at the beginning, it is modern day trading cards. So you don't collect cards, you collect moments. So you collect specific plays. If you were to get a sports card in the past, you get a picture. If you get here with an NBA Top Shot moment, you're getting an actual moment itself. So this would be Luka Doncic. You can see, boom, right there, a nice little assist down the line. Right there, lowest ask, $16. You can select and see all of the different moments. So it has serial numbers from what is the exact one on this one. So out of 40,000 for this particular common moment, there's 40,000 of them. Obviously, the lower the serial number, the more valuable it's going to be, with additional value for things like the jersey number of the particular player as well. That would add additional value to that particular moment. If it's obviously the more popular the player, the better the player, the more unique the moment, the better it's going to be. And there's an entire marketplace. So when you're determining, as Tim was mentioning, rookie, how do you determine one rookie card versus another? This little symbol right here, that Top Shot symbol, that's a badge. It indicates if that is the first available moment from that player. So that's not only a rookie, that's for every single person. That is their first ever moment on Top Shot.
So if you go to that one in particular, that looks like that particular one that was for sale was at number number 11. Where was it?
So the particular number, that's how many available there are. So there's 12,000 of that particular moment. The rarer the card, the less there's going to be available as well. So if you want to see, one of these legendary moments, there's only 33, 99, 120. And as you can see there, they're going for the lowest ask is significantly more than some of those commons. This badge here is a championship badge, which means it was a part of the championship season of that particular team. So Giannis just recently won that plays specifically from the NBA Finals, but also from that championship season as well.
So I've been trying to get my head wrapped around this because they'd have to buy this in probably ETH, right? You're paying ETH for this?
What a great question. No. And that's why NBA Top Shot has been so successful, is that the on-ramp for the average person is so easy. You can buy it in cryptocurrency, yes, but you can also buy it with a credit card, which completely removes that barrier that so many people have of going to an exchange, being daunted by the exchange process, buying crypto, transferring it to a wallet, and purchasing things. They've made it so simple through specifically the Flow blockchain, is that you can use a card and purchase it just like you would anything else on the internet.
But then wouldn't they be where would they be holding it? Holding their would they not need a wallet like the rest of us have to hold things?
So this is
yes. We've got a request from Chris Brophy that I second. Can we look?
Okay, I did. Sorry, I got rid of the comments there.
Oh, they want to look at the Vince Carter
dunk contest.
I don't know if they've released many Vince. We'll just get rid of that legendary moment there. There's only one Vince Carter moment one Vince Carter moment for sale. And you know what? They're probably saving that dunk contest moment for, special releases.
There you go. There you go, Chris. There's a 3 for you, bud.
Nice there you go.
The only Vince Carter moment. Yeah. The only Vince Carter moment on Top Shot available for you there.
Okay, but so go back to the question of where did they hold it? Like, would they just hold it there on Top Shot? Because, don't we normally say everybody get your stuff off of exchanges and get it into your wallet?
Yes. So great question. Because this is still in beta, everything remains on Top Shot. However, I just saw a tweet from Roham, who is the CEO of Dapper Labs, who incoming in Q4 is going to be a slow rollout of being able to export your NFTs out of Top Shot into your external wallet and onto external exchanges as well. So currently at the moment, your moments are only available in Top Shot. It has its own marketplace and its own trading platforms available within it. However, the utility of being able to take it off the exchange and sell it keep it in your own wallet, keep it into, put it on another exchange is coming as well.
And if they took it off the exchange, just say it was a very rare card, like it was a one of a kind card, and they took it off of the exchange so people couldn't see it anymore, and then it could be reintroduced. That would be even more exciting, I'm assuming.
For sure. That's the part of this exciting platform is the community that comes along with it as well. So if we just go back here to the main page, you can see these are all NBA players. There's Diplo, so he's a musician as well. But these are all verified NBA players. You can go. I can see Seth Curry. If I click on him, you can see the moments that Seth Curry has. You can create showcases. I have no idea if Seth Curry. No showcases from Seth Curry. But you can see, and people can put together showcases of their favorite moments, whether it be a bunch of Canadian players or all from a particular team or just all dunks. You can kind of show off your moments and flex a little bit by creating those showcases.
Do these ever come in packs?
Yes.
Because I just saw that. It's a good prompt.
Absolute perfect prompt. So that's part of the fun, as well as you can purchase in the marketplace. So find specific plays, specific players, your team, or you can buy packs. And that's where the fun comes in as well. You can see there they're dropping a pack tomorrow And when you buy a pack, they come in various forms. So these are all packs that I have yet to open here. We're going to do one here today. Just so
this is so exciting. This is like the breeding of the horses last week.
So here we go. We're going to do, again, thank you, Top Shot. I got 2 packs. I entered some contests and got some birthday pack contests or birthday packs from Top Shot. So thank you there. But we're going to do this locker pack.
Okay, before you open it, so is this like the same thing as if when we were
cards.
kids with a pack of hockey cards? Are you going to get sent a little piece of bubble gum?
We'll call it the digital equivalent of that. Yes.
Okay.
For sure. And so let's do it. So before I kind of open this locker pack, they had something fun where you could exchange your moments and say, you know what, I've got duplicates. I don't want to sell it, but maybe I want to exchange it. And they recently did this beta where you could choose it, trade it in, get a trade-in ticket, and then exchange 3 trade-in tickets for a pack. And then they all get mixed up into new packs, and you open them up and you'll get other moments that people have traded them in as well. So that's this particular pack. You can see here, open later. We're going to do it right now. I'm going to make sure to mute this on mine because there is a ton of volume that comes with each one of those. There's some fun music, but I muted that for the benefit of all of us. So you can see here, click to reveal. Ken, what number do you like? Door number 1, door number 2, door number 3?
2.
Door number 2. Let's see what's behind door number 2.
You got a jump shot.
Tobias Harris, jump shot, base set series 2. Serial number. So none of these are probably going to be too exciting because a lot of them are all trade-in tickets from other people. But you can see here, serial number. That's probably going to be the first thing you're going to want to look at. You can see here we have serial number 38,377 out of 40,000. So very high. But again, that's to be expected. Anything under 1,000 is pretty exciting. Anything under 100 is very, very exciting. I think the lowest I've ever gotten is like in the 200s.
Hang on, 40,000 of that particular
shot.
Who determines who puts it? Who
determines how many there's going to be of that particular?
Who determines that?
So that's determined by Top Shot. I'm assuming. So we're releasing this, much like we'd only release this many cards. They're only going to release this many moments.
It's no different than printing hockey cards. It's just like, here's the run for this year, or here's the run for this series. Got it.
Exactly. You got it. All right, Neil, what door do you like?
Gotta go with 3.
Door number 3. Let's take a look. New York Knicks, Julius Randle with a lovely little jump shot here. Let's see, a little spin, double team, gets the jump shot. And March 13th, 2021, you get a little description on the play there. So Julius Randle is a student of the game that shows his year progress. The New York Knicks forward sets up on offense against the Oklahoma City Thunder, positions his defender on the right side of the basket, then pivots baseline for a fadeaway jumper.
How many were? So you got
22,000. It was 22,000 of 40.
Okay, that was much better. Middle of the pack.
Exactly, a little bit better. And then I'll show you on the next one too. You can go down. You can see the entire stats of the game. You can see his stats in the game. There's a whole bunch of additional elements, and I'll get to the utility because I know Neil is always excited about utility. So the last one, Patty Mills from the Spurs. Steps around the block, drains a little jump shot. Serial number 12,697 out of 40,000. So a little bit better there as well. If we scroll, maybe it doesn't show it there, but if we exit out and then view this, I'll go back to my moment collection and I'll be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about there. But,
even better, 12,000.
So there you go. Got a notable pull, lowest serial number, adds to the set. So there's series that are released. So they've done series 1, series 2, series 3 is about to start with the new NBA season that's coming up. So that's going to be obviously exciting. The more series that are launched, the more valuable the earlier series become.
How much is a pack usually, like for just a regular pack?
A regular pack, again, very introductory, nice. You can get a 3-moment pack for $9 to start. The lowest a moment really goes for right now in the market is like 4. So it's kind of crazy, and the market goes up and down. And you know, much like anything, you can't expect to always get a return on what you got. And seeing there from Mark, the NFL just signed today with the same group. You are absolutely right. NFL has signed with Dapper Labs, so they're going to be doing this same platform. And this is the perfect segue to, they're also in the beta of using this as a fantasy element as well. So you can take these exact moments that you have purchased. I'm not sure if anyone here has played Ultimate Team on, you know, NHL, FIFA, 2K, anything like that, where you purchase moments or you collect players. Very similar fantasy. You can collect these moments and use these players in real live fantasy matchups against other people with the opportunity to earn additional. You'll earn other special moments against them. You'll get special bonuses depending. So let's say here, PJ Tucker with a steal. He will get added bonus percentage points for every steal that PJ Tucker gets if you're playing that steal moment. If it's Brandon Ingram, you play Brandon Ingram and it's a dunk, you'll get extra bonus. You'll obviously still get all of the fantasy points you're allocated to from Brandon Ingram, but you'll get extra percentage based on the rarity of the card, based on the serial number, and then based on the specific play itself as well, which is very exciting because NFL is probably the biggest fantasy market in the world, if I had to bet.
Oh, don't get Mark going.
Well, I do. There's parts of me that the art I kind of got. I'm kind of getting the top shots because I can make the correlation between hockey cards and any kind of trading card with this. I just find it so fascinating that people spend money on this. Like, I find it so fascinating.
I think that's what's tough for people to wrap their head around, is that these things that we see here, it's like, how can that possibly be worth any money? And how stupid could someone be to pay $130,000 for one of these?
Yeah.
That's the other side of this community.
It's because that's what the market demands. There's someone else there that values it, and they're engaged in the NBA community and they love it so much. Why there's other people that think art is equally silly, and why would I spend $1.2 million on this abstract painting?
Scribble? That's right.
It's the laws of demand and supply in this community, similar to the community, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, in Bitcoin now is the institutions are in on it, the government's in on it, and that all plays part of the community, because they're creating the demand and supply. Doesn't matter how they're manipulating it; they're still manipulating it. But it's someone is got a belief in it.
That's exactly right. That's all it takes.
How early would you say this is? I know you said beta, so you'd probably say this is, if someone wanted to start getting involved in this, it's not too late. Like,
no, definitely not. And it's, like you said, it's only 1 year old. It's still in the beta. Everything hasn't even been launched yet. And you already said it, Neil. Engage in projects that you're excited about. If you're not excited about the NBA, don't engage in this project. If you're excited about the NBA, engage in this project. If you're I'll be frank, the NBA is not, I'm more of a hockey guy than an NBA guy, but I still follow the NBA and I love sports and I love crypto. Why would I not be involved in the #1 leading sport, NFT?
Yeah, agreed. No, I'm so fascinated by this. Truly fascinated.
You're off the horses now?
Well, no, I'm still on the horses, because that is like, I'm even more fascinated by that, because I keep thinking in my mind's eye, I know, Neil, you're using Matic, but you're buying it with ETH, right?
Yeah. So Zed runs run on Ethereum, but they've moved to layer 2. So you transact on the Matic network. So you're not paying gas to breed, you're paying the stud fee which goes to the owner of the horse and a bit to Zedrun.
Right. But my thoughts on it now is you've got 10 horses in your stable, which you at some point use some Ethereum to buy. And Ethereum has gone up in value in the last day or two. And so now, just by the nature of the fact that you hold all these things in Ethereum, whether or not you do anything else with it, what you're holding there has gone up in value.
Zedrun actually, basically, since I think it was the day that we did the show, it's actually had a correction. Prices have decreased, but I'm actually looking at this as more of an opportunity. I've got some fresh capital that I'm going to be reinvesting, and I'm probably going to go more of the Genesis route because some of the prices have come down, and I've got a little bit of a plan. So I'm just trying to read up. Like I said, I don't want to move too quick, but I also I'm excited, so I don't want to slow down. But like there are so many opportunities, but you just have to figure out what you like and what you're willing to put in. Yeah. I've taken a lot of my holdings in crypto and moved it into Zedrun, so I'm not nearly engaging and looking at the market and CoinGecko and things like that as I was, because I've moved out of a lot of stuff and reinvested into. It's basically a hobby right now, but I'm hoping that it will turn into passive income. And I've actually just started looking at VV, talking with my friend, and it's still, I think, pretty lucrative. There's actually a drop for the second drop for Spider-Man tomorrow. So I'm going to probably try and make sure I take a break for 15 minutes a little bit before and see if I can get my hands on an ultra rare or something. But I'm come back. My interest came from NFTs, and I got into coins and got burned, and I've come full circle. I'm back into NFTs, at least 50% of my holdings.
So let me ask the panel here tonight. BlockFi is where I can hold my ETH and I can hold my Bitcoin, and I can borrow against that. Is there anything available or that you know of in the works where we can use these NFTs as collateral and borrow against?
I think you're seeing certain NFTs. I think the Gary V, that stuff. I think you're going to see people, no problem, be able to let you put that up as collateral. It's going to come. I just don't know. I haven't really explored that avenue.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet, but it will.
I don't know why it wouldn't come, because
it's no different than the art. It's no different than the art world, and people.
Well, it's no different than a coin. It's no different than a stock, because it's a belief system. I mean, people are saying, "Are you nuts? Stocks are stocks," but we're believing that company is valued at that, and that company is going to produce and keep our. There is a community. Not everyone owns an Exxon stock. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what I mean, like, right? Yeah. It's
I'm just sure there's probably stuff already in the works, and I'd imagine you'd see something like that on exchanges sooner than later, just because like if you're already doing the leverage trading, why wouldn't you let someone leverage trade their NFT that's pretty valuable that you could just wipe them out on, right? Like, so,
yeah, a lot of exchanges are adding NFT to them now, so
so it's definitely coming.
Do you have it? Will you
getting
get
into it?
Well, yeah. Will you get hit with the same capital gains tax on NFTs as you would for all the other crypto?
Good question. Ask the government of Canada.
Yeah. So from what I've seen in that, it's when you transact. And so the way I look at it is, if I am buying something in crypto, yes, that's taxable. But if someone's paying me for something, maybe I don't know. If I have to start pulling out records on these horses that I'm breeding, it's going to get pretty hilarious. So
if you buy an NFT, though, you're just purchasing a digital asset, which is no different than buying a PlayStation game.
So then it's when you sell it at a profit that you would be taxable then. I'm just spitballing now. I know,
but I'm wondering.
I'm definitely not a tax consultant.
I don't know if they're going to consider it property like they did in Florida. In Florida, that's how they first started going after people's crypto holdings. Was in Florida, they decided to say crypto is actually considered property. And that's how they started doing all the capital gains and everything there. I'm not sure what they're going to do in Canada though.
How do you think it would work with residual sales? So say you're an artist, you're a creator, whether it be actual, art or music, and it gets resold. And you're getting a piece of that every time.
It's a royalty.
Is that royalty completely separate?
Yeah, exactly. It's
boy, the government's got a lot of work to do to figure this whole space out.
They should start watching Crypto Night in Canada. We can
they should,
with that.
But they have to hit and like and subscribe to the channel in order to get the dirty skinnies on us.
That's true. We're going to be scrutinizing you and I for sure with our little...
Yes, she's Jane, I'm George. By the way, it's,
The government will have
Crypto Night in Mexico
in about 5 years.
Yes. Well... Exactly. And Marie Claude said, oh my God, somebody finally happy about Union Finance. Hey, listen, I liked Union. Union was one of Tim Perry's original picks way back when.
If you have Union, my friend did it about 2 months ago. He's back in, and he's actually staking and making quite a profitable yield on the app. So if you are holding a decent amount, I'd go check it out. Like if you're going to hold, you might as well get something for it.
That's amazing. Okay, so is anybody else, we're all in the chat asking questions about NFTs. Anybody got exciting things to talk about crypto this week? Because I'm assuming, Jason, that you also own other things other than NFTs, or are you just an NFT guy?
I do, but I've stopped paying as close attention to. I've put my time and effort more into NFTs. I still pay attention, but I'm not as actively engaged as I once was. If that makes sense.
Nice. And obviously we know Neil. How about Mr. Satoma? Are you a multimillionaire now? Are we all going to see you? Are you going to disappear off the face of the planet?
Not yet, but let's just say I took some profit and I was able to buy in almost the exact same amount of coins that I had originally.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you gotta follow the dips. So
you
all my Shiba holdings are 100% profit now, and now all of my Satama is 100% profit.
Look at you go. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, obviously, I'm excited about Bitcoin. We'll see what ends up happening. I know Mark Lazarick sent us a message really early this morning saying that what did he send us? It was about the Fibonacci retracement. If I get that wrong, Mark, you can correct me. I'm looking back up to see. It was the 0.702 fib level, which is past 50. No. Mark, you need to put it in the chat here if you're still here watching. He was all excited. He said, okay, Bitcoin just blew past the 0.702 fib retracement level. And if it holds, it's game on. So we're pretty excited about this. We're watching it like crazy. What do you guys all think? Do you think we're going to sustain above 56, 57,000? That's the next support level for Bitcoin.
I think so. I think we could put a big foothold there.
You think we could?
Historically,
I'm hoping it chills out. Yeah. I hope it just chills out so altcoins can go bananas.
It hasn't run enough. Hasn't run enough yet, Neil. It's got to run more. Then you can have your altcoins.
No.
You don't think so?
Chris Brophy has a question for me. It's a really good question, too.
Okay.
The answer is right now it's just a rumor. There was a purchase worth $43 million into Shiba Inu coins. It's a rumor going around that it's Robinhood because that's what everybody's thinking is going to happen. That's what's driving the price up right now. And if it does happen, I would watch my coins carefully when it opens, because usually when a coin lands on a exchange, it usually starts off really high and goes all the way down. So if there's confirmed news that it's going to be listed and when it's going to be listed, you might want to just, watch it very carefully when it's listed. and have an exit strategy plan to sell and bail before it crashes.
Amazing.
That's
what I do.
There is some bullish news, though. I had to text Mr. Tim.
Yes. And, okay. Tell us what Tim's saying.
So, well, it was I just sent it to him, and I said it's bullish as F. It's payments giant Visa is taking a step towards achieving its vision of the CBDC, and that's the central digital currencies. And so they've opened up the universal payments channel, and they're doing they've just launched their first test smart contract, and they are starting to look at basically being interoperable with cryptocurrencies and having essential cryptocurrencies. So we were talking about credit cards last week, major banks. Well, Visa has already bought the CryptoPunk. They've done a few other things. They've had the Budweiser NFT. Visa is definitely making moves in the space, and I think that is extremely bullish because you always talk about big business. Well, Visa is the biggest credit card, transaction of the world. That means that it is going to be very hard for governments to come and push them around when they've got many, many people in their pocket already. So whether you like it or not, that is, I think, really bullish for the space because a major, major player is adopting and starting to experiment. And they say there's more to come. They're going to be moving, they said, past Ethereum in the future. They're starting on Ethereum. They plan on having multiple chains. And I think that is probably going to be very good for crypto in general, at least for the short term.
Okay, so interestingly enough, because I know we did talk about the credit card last week and about Jack Mahler and the Lightning Network and his API feed called Strike. Okay, so I got thinking about it, really thinking about it, deep down thinking about what his program was all about. I rewatched it again, and then I made a couple of phone calls. I called into some of the people who are decision makers within our company, and I talked to them about this. And I said to them, what if we could be first out to take this out to the market and help restaurants and all kinds of places to be able to have them set up Twitter accounts, because most of them have Twitter, most of them have social media feeds at this point in time because they're doing their advertising on social media. What if a patron of a restaurant could go in and tip through the Lightning Network, tip through that, through the Twitterverse. And so you're sitting in a Milestones and you get your bill, and at the bottom it says Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Twitter, and you just paid it through Twitter. I said, not only will they be saving, will the restaurant save that 2.5% in transaction fees, but they get the money instantaneously. Most small businesses have to wait for Visa, MasterCard, American Express to process it. And each one of them take different levels of days to get that money into bank accounts. And then on top of it all, that you have, somebody could, they could dispute the transaction, and then Visa just pulls the money out without getting the business owners anything. That's the risk you take when you process those things. But when it goes through Twitter, it goes straight through Twitter, and it's in their account instantaneously, and it can't be pulled back out again. There's so much value to this. So then I called my friend who owns a golf course, and I said to her, you know what? Why don't you try this? Why don't you set yourself up, and why don't you try this just so that you can prove that this works? And she told me that by the time it goes both ways and here and there and everywhere, it's more like 10% that they lose. And so for her to gain that money back, that is huge right now. Huge. So, and then I contacted another friend who runs a big, it's like a QuickBooks, they have an online system for doing book work and book payment and all the rest of it. and they interact with small businesses on a regular basis. So I gave the same narrative to him. His mind was blown by this. Like, if this actually is a thing and it actually works and it appears to work, this is going to blow the socks off. So Visa's going to have no choice.
That's why Visa's out of the chute first.
Oh yeah, they've got no choice. They've got it. They are
writings on the wall.
Listen, it only takes a little bit to make a dent in what they're, and I don't begrudge them. They set up the network. They take the credit risk. All of that stuff deserves payment. But come on, they have been gouging us for years, taking way more money than necessary. And so now they're going to feel the pinch. They really are. Why are you saying
I tried to buy my wife's $19,000 car on my Scotia scene card, so I get all those scene points.
Yeah.
And they said, we're not paying that processing fee. There's no way we'll take credit card payment.
To which I would have turned to them and said, then you better discount what you would have spent on that, because this is the way I'm paying for it.
Yeah,
she really wanted the car, didn't she?
That would, yeah, exactly. That would have been a good one, though.
Yeah, I get it. Happy life, happy wife. Or
do you want the sale now, or do you want it next week? You know?
Yeah.
But they didn't say how much that processing fee would have been, but I could just imagine.
Oh. No, it is. It's
you're taking
ridiculous.
You take 5% of 19,000. You're what, $900, $800?
Yeah. And you
can
do
so those
Lightning network for pennies.
Yeah.
Right. If you could tweet that over the Lightning network.
That's one thing I did have a conversation with when I was on Ryan's show Sunday night. I did have a conversation with Ledn from the Canadian Bitcoiners. And he said, we should all, those of us who are in the headspace of using a platform and Bitcoin, we should all be starting to integrate with the Lightning network and starting to use it for stuff, because it's going to be coming out of the box pretty soon. And
well, what does that mean? Like, how would I use that?
I said I was in discussion with him. I didn't say I knew the answer to it.
You throw it out.
If the Lightning network has any kind of like a POS system you can purchase?
It's an API feed. I know that for sure.
Here's the deal. I know that Strike is the API to be able to do the Twitter tipping.
Right.
Ledn has a suspicion and threw it out there that potentially, because it's Dorsey and Mahler's are best friends and working together in this, because Dorsey owns Square, that obviously this is where Strike and the API and Lightning will go to, is Square.
Right. So you'd be logged into your Twitter account, scan your QR or whatever, and then that would advance the money out of your account into them.
Yeah.
That would be.
And as Ryan says, Square does have the point of sale terminal stuff. So,
and for everybody,
there you go. There's the connection there.
They've got the steps. Yeah, they got the steps there. That's good.
Right. Good. So it makes total sense to me, because I know Mahler's is the kind of guy that strikes me as he's got a 2 to 3 year exit strategy plan, and he's just designed it, and he'll get out of it, and he'll just make a boatload of money and then go on to the next ingenious thing that ever he's doing. But the pity of this all is that I don't believe we're able to use the Strike and the Twitter up here tipping in Canada yet. Correct me if I'm wrong.
What do you mean? It's anywhere in the world. It should be anywhere in the world. Listen, we're working on it. We're doing that little test case at the golf course. I will find out how that went.
Good.
You know how Dave was talking about, not sure if it was last week or the week before, where anytime you do a transaction that would then incur capital gains, because if it's tipping, that wouldn't apply.
Yes.
But if it was an actual transaction with another business, does that capital gains come into play? Does anyone know? Just posing
Nobody
the question.
knows.
Posing the question to the group.
So say that again.
So Dave warned, I think it was last week, of using those crypto credit cards, for instance, and spending, because every time you spend, it then becomes a transaction that you incur capital gains on. Does the Strike network?
I don't think so, because you're not actually purchasing Bitcoin. Bitcoin is simply the vehicle in which it passes through. You are not physically holding Bitcoin.
Are you actually using Bitcoin, or are you are you using El Salvador's legal tender?
No, but you're not using any.
You're not dollars. You know
what?
No, you're
Right?
not using any of it. You're using fiat currency. It's
But it
using
converts it to Bitcoin, which sends it
but
over the net.
it's all back end. It has nothing to do with us.
I understand that.
But you're not gonna incur capital gains on this.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
Did
But
you?
would the Lightning Network in the back end get charged capital gains since they are technically? Well, no, actually, no, it's not. You're not selling Bitcoin or moving Bitcoin. You're just riding the chain.
Because if
it's a layer
because
2 solution.
Right.
If they
okay.
did and they wanted to be, if they're going to view them as a security, then they also have to view Visa as a security.
It's not a security, though. I don't think.
I know it's not. It's just
you're being argumentative for the sake of being.
I am
argumentative.
not.
Anyways,
Dun,
I
dun, dun, dun.
dun, 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 dun. No, but it's I know that Candace was saying up above that she thinks that this was just only available in the US.
See,
And El Salvador, and El Salvador.
it's a volcano down there. Aren't they doing stuff with volcanoes and voodoo dolls and stuff?
So does that mean nobody in Canada here has tried to attach a payment mechanism on their Twitter account? Is that what we're saying?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet
Me neither.
either.
Oh my gosh! Somebody says, "Guys, it's uncomfortable. Watch a couple argue." This is.
We're not arguing.
Oh no!
That's
You
love.
should see.
They're just living life, future whale. Come on.
Okay, you guys can stop taking her side now.
And Mark, it says you're confused.
These guys are sucking up. I'm not, and it's like, what the hell?
You know what are
Don't worry, you'll still get the Christmas card, guys. You'll still get the Christmas card.
Yeah. So Mark, what do you need clarification on? Because we talked about a lot of things here tonight. Anyways, and then Cyberhawk says all good. MC Marie Claude POS for this is just a payment system. Yeah, that's all it is, a payment system.
I just look at it as basically a tunnel, right? And to send it, they're just pushing money down the tunnel. It's basically almost like a bead counter, right? Or bean counter,
Right.
back and forth. Like that's all that's happening, but the only thing you're actually transacting is traditional fiat.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my dumb down for myself.
The distinguish between the network, and that's what Mahler was talking about in that interview that you mentioned. The distinguish between the network and the actual Bitcoin itself.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the video?
I did. Yeah.
Excellent. Did you guys get a chance to watch the video?
Not yet. No.
No, I didn't.
Maybe tonight.
I know. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna be upset with you because I forgot to watch the Sodoma video, so it's okay. Oh man. Anyways,
Jason, is there anything else that you haven't covered that was on the list?
I think
Or is that for another show?
We pretty much covered most of it. The actual, real world utilities of NFTs, we're just scratching the surface. Yeah. There's so much patents, house deeds, I know was talked about before, the actual social currency itself, video games. There's so much opportunity within the space, and everything starts off as a recreational tool that everyone, dabbles with. And then mainstream adoption is not far behind once the actual technology is recognized. So, yeah,
this is your Twitter handle, right?
It is.
I got a question for you. The R, that has nothing to do with Privacy Coin, does it?
No, it doesn't. That was I made my Twitter handle. I don't even know how long ago, and that was just the only username that was available. Usually, I use Jar, and Jar was taken, so I added R's until it wasn't taken anymore.
Okay.
Ah, there you go.
That's made up after a night at the bar.
No, that's amazing. That totally is amazing. And so Neil, any words on what you got going on with the ponies this week? You're just getting yourself some more knowledge on breeding.
Yeah, so I had a misconception. I should have done more reading before I did my first set of breeding, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm just trying to find a way to maximize what I've already done. So with a little bit of the price correction, I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of a different strategy. But I'm just mostly looking. I'm trying to learn more about the coat color and the equation, like the formula that's to calculate. Because if you can eliminate a number of variables, I can determine the outcome, with a little bit more precision. So that's kind of what I want to do, and start trying to just test things out a little bit to see what happens and see if I can actually start determining what I'm going to get. And I'm seriously looking at, there's this small NFT collection. It's called Zhead, and it's all related to the Zed run. So like the color of the horse is one of the colors in the game, their hair color and that. So I found one that I think is pretty hilarious and looks like me if I was a horse. So I'm going to make an offer this weekend. And when I sent it to Tim, he laughed. So he said he was laughing out loud. And he's like, you have to try and get it. Don't spend too much money. So it's called Zhead. I'm going to go check it out and just and see what's going on.
Oh my gosh. And then what will you do? Put that above your stable?
Or it'll be like a Twitter handle. I just think it was hilarious. And it's something that if it didn't have, if it didn't go anywhere, I'd still be pretty excited to have it, just because, I'm laughing at it just right now. And, Tim basically told me I had to buy it or he'll buy it for me. So.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
But, yeah, just trying to have fun in the space. And that's, I think, why I'm drawn to NFTs. Like I've never been a serious person, even at work. So, why the hell would I start now?
Well, it's true. It's true. Just be authentically who you are, because that's a great thing to do. And Neil, and Ken, you've got a couple of things that are going to pop this week. Do you have anything else that you think is going to pop?
I don't know. Right now, this whole Satama thing and Sheeb, it's like people are buying from one, going over to the other, making their gains, going back. Like I was on Etherscan and I was watching, people unload Satama 10 ETH worth, 25 ETH worth at a time. And then all of a sudden Shiba's starting to go up, and then you can tell they're bouncing back and forth. There's another coin called Klee that's pumping, KLEE.
And what's the utility behind that?
I have no idea. I'm just hearing echoes of it online right now. So, but apparently it's pumped. Yeah, that's about it. It's meme season right now. It's just crazy. Even Keisha Inu. I bought some Keisha Inu. I threw $50 at it just for the hell of it. Even it's pumped a bit. And I'm like, what the hell? It's not even doing anything. But people are throwing a couple of bucks here and there into it. So
well, there you go. And have we heard anything from Mr. Tim Perry? I know that you've been talking to him and sending him your NFTs. How's he doing?
I think he's making his way back to civilization soon.
I was going to say, this is typical. It starts to get cold, and his walkabout comes to an end, and he'll be back, and just in time for us to all talk about.
He comes back in the pump. He leaves in the bear and comes back in the bull.
He leaves just before.
He's just like.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
Wait till you meet this guy, Jason.
I think he's going to be following me down the Zed run.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So the one thing I got my fingers crossed so I don't forget, trick I learned. You mentioned, and I know that there's a lot of people on this channel that swing trade. Not so easy in NFTs, is it?
No. No.
Or is it?
I mean, it can be if you get into a particular project, but I would call that probably more luck than anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just needed to put it out there because we had gone down that, and I thought, one of the things that people do with the coins or whatever the case is, or stocks is, you hear people talk about, and they can make a lot of money swing trading. I'm wondering, how do you do that with an NFT, or can you? And I guess the answer is, of course you can. It's how do you, and is it really
the $1 million question? I'm having a hard enough time keeping up with just the space in general, let alone capitalizing on the opportunities within in that serious manner. So maybe one day we'll get there, but that's
if you had a collection that was really hot, you could probably do some swing trading within that collection. But like you said, until that day comes, right? The popularity's got to be out there first.
Yeah.
So Future Rail's new here, and he says, "Who's the guy talking on the right?"
That was when Neil was talking, I think.
He's on the left.
Hi, I'm Neil.
Introduce yourself again for future
Ken.
Will.
I'm Ken, and this is
Jason. Nice to meet you.
Gotta go this way now, Jason.
Yeah.
That way. That way.
There we go. That way.
That's Tim, and I'm Nancy. Anyways, well, you know what? This has been amazingly fun. Again, I've enjoyed every minute of learning about this NFT space, and I know that Marie Claude, her comment there was, there's just so much to learn. And I think that's what's the benefit of this community, is that we just keep having conversation. There's nobody on this call that is an expert. Maybe Ken's a little bit more on some things, and Neil's maybe a little bit more on some things, and Jason is a little bit more, but we're all just trying to learn together, because there is no playbook for all this stuff. It is literally it's peer-to-peer mentorship, and we just love coming and spending Wednesday nights with everybody so we can talk about something we're passionate about, and I just love that we do this, and I thank you, gents, so much yet again, and we look forward to talking to you again. Jason, will you come back and chat with us again?
For sure. We'll make this a regular thing at some point, for sure. Happy to come back.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's definitely a rabbit hole that's deep, and I think as it gains more and more popularity, I think that it's something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah,
because I've got a better understanding having done the 2 pre-show meetings with you, and now listening to you again. He's talking about Future Whale is talking about you, Ken.
And just remember, everyone, everybody here is self-taught. Except for a couple friends, laying breadcrumbs and helping out when you screw up. This is all self-taught. So just start somewhere and go for it.
You're so right, Neil. And Future Whale, you can reach out to Ken in Crypto Night in Canada on our Facebook page. He's really super active on Crypto Night in Canada, and you can ask him anything you want. I know that he's also on Ryan's channel, which is oh my gosh, you didn't change your channel, your Facebook page, Ryan, did you? It's the Hi Rye Wealth Simple. If you found us through that, I'm butchering that now too. What is his does anybody remember what his is?
I don't remember. Or you could just email me directly, greatwhitevape@gmail.com.
It's got
there you go.
Wicked hair and his
Hi,
profile photo.
Yeah.
Of anarchy.
Yes, and so Marie Claude, Tim's sending you an email. I think you also were hoping Nikki would send you an email too. If Nikki's still here, we're going to try and do a crypto night show with some ladies that'll get involved, because it'd be nice to get a few more females to come on and chit chat live. So anyways, there you go. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for putting that up. This is the other place you can find Ken and Ken in.
How come it's not coming up? There it is.
That's on his Facebook group.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Guess whose birthday's on Thanksgiving Day?
Stop. We don't talk about birthdays.
Happy 40th.
It's going to be 29 again.
Maybe I'll see you next week.
That's it. Anyways, we'll talk to you later.
Bye, friends.